Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the English classes. So this is going to be our second class together. All right, and I'm here back today with some more words that we usually use in our everyday life. All right, so I'm bringing you a couple of more words about confirming something to someone. So when we have to say someone or tell someone about confirming or confirmation that you say you agree with what they say or you really tell them that yes, you can do it, then how do we confirm it to them? We say sure or we say all right. Or sometimes we also use okay, fine, or I can also use the word like definitely, or in fact, many times you might have also heard people saying certainly, like that. The words like sure, all right, or okay, fine, or definitely, or certainly. So these are the words which we usually come up with when we have to confirm something to someone. All right. So apart from the words that we actually learned in lesson number one, so these are all the other words that you can use in your everyday life when you talk to people. All right. So when someone asks you to come with you, so you say, well, sure. Or you can say, okay, fine. Or when someone asks you to recharge the mobile or recharge something else or TV or anything that is. So you say, definitely, I'll do it. Or certainly, I'll do it. So this expression actually gives them a better idea. Like, well, you agreed to do so and you confirmed it. Okay, so they understand it very well. All right. So apart from this, we also have a couple of more phrases, in fact. So phrases are basically the words which are a group of words which have no complete meaning unless they are added to a sentence, basically. Okay. So we are going to talk about or study about those phrases as we go ahead. But right now, you just have to understand this, that when you have to talk to people, you just use these phrases when you say no to them. So in our everyday life, we get many situations where we have to tell no to people. How do we do that? You say, well, I regret to say that I won't be able to come today. Or when someone asks you to join them, maybe for a concert or maybe for a movie. So you say, I would love to, but I'm really busy today. So that way you say no to them. All right. So, or you can say, I'll try my best. However, I can't confirm it. So this way the other person, the listener would understand that, well, you're trying to say that you will try your best. However, you're not so sure. Or when he says that I would love to, but I'm not free. So the listener would understand that, well, yes, you would love to if there was time. So that's really a very gentle way of telling no to somebody. We can't just say no to anyone, especially the loved ones when they ask us to do something. So that's a really important thing. Okay, or sometimes we say, well, I understand, but it's difficult now for me to do it. Okay, when someone asks you to pick them up, maybe from a railway station or from airport, maybe uh, quite late night. So you say that, well, I understand that you are stuck at the airport, but I can't come now. I don't have my bike with me. So this way, you can just tell them that right now you are unable to do it. Okay. Or sometimes we also can say, at this moment, I can't do it. Maybe I will try it tomorrow morning or next time. So these are different ways, like how do we tell no to people? All right, people? Wonderful. So now let's move on to a couple of more phrases like how do we say yes to people? So when someone tells us something, so how do we agree to what they say? Or do you accept the invitation? So how do you accept any invitation when someone asks you to come to a birthday party? So you say, well, I'll surely come. I will surely come. You can say that. Or, why not? Let's go. So when someone plans on a holiday trip, so they invite you on a trip. So then you say, you're so enthusiastic about it. So you say, why not? Let's go. That's how you can express your interest and say yes or accept the invitation. And when someone asks you to start the match, let's say, shall we start the match or shall we start the class? Then you can say, well, sure, let's start. Or definitely. So you can use these expressions in different situations. All right, when someone expresses their interest in something, okay, let's say they wanted to watch a movie, so they express their interest. So then you can also say, well, as I too am interested in watching this movie. So let's watch together. All right. So these are different expressions that you have. All right. And sometimes you just say yes by saying that, well, sure, as you wish. So when someone tells something to you, okay, so maybe you also agree with them. So you just tell them that, well, sure, as you wish. So let's start. Okay, so these are different ways like how we say yes to people. All right. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Expressing doubt or disbelief means you're doubtful about something. So, how do you express that? So, when someone tells you a shocking news, all right, so then how do you express your doubtfulness? So, you say, well, is it? Or are you sure about it? Are you sure? Like that. Or sometimes we just say, well, that's strange, right? So when someone tells you about the cancellation of the flight on which you had booked your tickets, so when someone tells you that the flight has been canceled, so you say, well, are you sure? Or is it? So it's a shock or a doubt. You are in doubt actually. So you ask them, oh, are you sure? Or I can't believe it. They canceled that at the last minute. Or you can say, how is it possible? How is that possible? So you can ask them. So you know that, okay, you are not believing what they said out of shock. So these expressions may not need an answer. Okay, it's just a way we express our shock or doubt or maybe disbelief as well. And when someone tells you something which is completely unbelievable, so then you ask them, are you out of your mind? Okay, let's say, for example, so one of your friends decided to drop the plan to go with you on a trip. So when he tells you that, you say you are completely in shock. Okay, so you say, are you out of your mind? Don't do that. You have to come with us because all the tickets have been booked and you are a good company, so you have to come with us. So this way you kind of express your shock or doubt or disbelief. All right. Okay. Well, now let me tell you about something which we commonly use in our everyday life. That is, how do we sequence something when we are telling different steps of doing something? Okay. So I start with like, first of all, I'll have to do this, or you have to do this. Or secondly, so you can use these words in the same order, okay, in order to make sure that you actually get this in proper order. First of all, secondly, later, after that, or finally, or at last, I can use any of these things. So when you are explaining a procedure to do something, so you will have to use these phrases. Okay, so try out all these phrases that we actually have discussed today in our classes, right? And see that how well you are able to come up with these phrases in your everyday life when you talk to people. Okay, and let me know in the comment section if you really were able to use them or you faced any difficulty in using it or how people reacted when you used them. All right. So I would wait for your replies. However, until then, keep practicing, stay tuned. See you in the next class tomorrow. Until then, bye bye. Take care.